guys good? Good morning. I'm John Gomez of Gomez Trial Attorneys. I'm a San Diego-based lawyer. We do all kinds of important cases, and I'm here today along with my friends and colleagues, really the preeminent bad food lawyers in the country, to announce the filing of a lawsuit. We just filed it yesterday against the Kebab shop on behalf of this little girl who suffered really catastrophic injuries and harm because of complications arising from E. coli, which unfortunately was found or was in the food that she consumed from this business, the Kebab shop. And so, you know, I know that probably you're going to have a lot of questions about how this happened, how this could happen, what's the outcome for this little girl. So I'm going to turn it over to Ron Simon, my friend, who's, again, the preeminent #1 bad food lawyer in America.
Thank you, John. My name is Ron Simon. I'm the managing partner of Ron Simon and Associates in Houston, Texas. With me today is my partner, Tony Coveney. We also, in this outbreak, we partnered with John to pursue these cases because John is the best trial lawyer in Southern California. And so we think we created a great team to prosecute these cases, to bring them to justice, and get the results that our clients deserve. What happened in this case was our little girl unfortunately ate at the kebab shop. She ate one of the beef kofta servings, and that turned out to be the implicated food in this outbreak. They found the E. coli in the food. It matched the E. coli found in the victims, and that's how the case was solved. So unfortunately, this little girl became very, very ill. She had nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, bloody diarrhea, which is the hallmark of E. coli, and had to be hospitalized for 17 days. During that time, she received 4 blood transfusions, and she's still undergoing care and treatment to see if her kidney is going to survive. I'll take questions now if anybody has any.
The lawsuit you get is, can you specify, is it only against the kebab shop? Is the distributor also named in that lawsuit?
That's a great question. In this lawsuit, we've sued not only the kebab shop, but we sued its supplier, Olympia Foods. In this case, Olympia Foods supplied the raw beef to the company, the kebab shops. And unfortunately, when the beef left the factory from Olympia Foods, it was contaminated with E. coli. That's something that should have been caught through testing, routine testing, that's required of all food manufacturers. It didn't, and it got to the kebab shop in unfortunately a poisonous state. And then the kebab shop didn't cook the meat to the proper temperature to kill whatever E. coli might be left. And that's exactly how this outbreak happened.
Is it just one family right now that is part of this lawsuit? Do you anticipate others? Because we know that there are other cases.
Sure. We've been retained by several of the families in this outbreak. This is the first of many lawsuits to come. And you know, when you talk about a food poisoning lawsuit and what the goals are, there's always 3 things we try to accomplish with a food poisoning lawsuit. Number 1, of course, is we want to make sure that we get the proper and just compensation for all of our clients. But second of all, we want to ask the why. The why. And the why is, why did this happen? What caused this outbreak? What was the problem in the procedures and processes of those companies that allowed them to serve poisoned food? But the most important goal, the very most important goal, is how. And how are we going to fix it? How are we going to fix this problem in a way that it doesn't happen again? And we're going to accomplish all 3 of those with these lawsuits.
In your experience, what kind of safeguards are already in place for this or need to be in place, and is it specific to California?
Great question. So in the United States, we have what's called the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, which requires all manufacturers and importers of food to abide by certain regulations. That includes testing, that includes proper, sorry, let's back up. The laws in place require that these food companies test their product before it gets out on the open market, that they have certain policies and procedures that are standard and followed to make sure that E. coli doesn't get in the food in the first place.
Can we hear more about this little girl, age, what she's like?
Sure. So it's a wonderful little girl. She's 3.5 years old. She enjoys being outside, you know, playing with her parents and doing all the things the 3.5-year-old likes to do. But one of the tragedies about E. coli is that it's a very opportunistic bacteria. It attacks the weakest portions of our population, the very young, the very old, and those that are immunocompromised. And unfortunately, this little girl fell into one of those categories and became very, very sick.
Did she have any underlying conditions?
No, she had no medical issues at all.
Is family here also? Would they like to share any thoughts on what
They
happened?
could not make it today because of the drive, etc. And they
And so
both
this
have
is
jobs.
the young girl from Orange County.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. So.
All right. Just really, what's the next step here in the process of this legal?
Sure. So we filed the first lawsuit, John and I and Tony. We filed the first lawsuit to get the ball started. Like I said, we've been retained by several of the families. There will be more lawsuits coming. Our law firms, we don't do class actions. We handle every one of the cases individually because all of these victims are different. They have different damages, different circumstances. They live in different places. So we handle them each individually for each case.
Call you for updates.
You can, of course you can. Call John or I, and we'll give you everything you want.
And just for clarification, you said she's from Orange County.
Yes.
And did come in for this location?
The incident happened at the kebab shop in Costa Mesa.
Costa Mesa. Okay.
Yes. Tony, you want to add anything?
No,
Sure. Okay. John, you want?
Nope. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you being here. If you have questions or need more information as we move forward, we're here for you. Appreciate your interest in the case.
Thanks, guys. All right. Good.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming.
Okay. Todo bien. Gracias.
Good.